Oh, there you go. Do 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 do. As the sun. That's it. That's all I know about this song. So, it's your man Rico the Opinionist, on this Juneteenth, 2022. Give him a stroll on and watch where I'm going so I won't fall on camera. Just trying to get my thoughts out today. And Tino Lucian, what's up, cuzzo? Trying to get my thoughts on out there, and it's still pretty nice out. Y'all, if y'all hadn't picked up by now, y'all know I love the sun. It goes great with my melanin. Well, of course, I keep my water with me. Shout out to Mary Max. She's often reminding me to make sure I stay hydrated, because I will be out here like for a couple hours and 85 to 90 degree heat and no water in my hand. Isn't that something? And so, what's that? Right on. So, but anyway, y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Mary Max, I was just talking about you, good. I'm talking about you, tell me to make sure I have my water with me. And so, oh yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Check out the description box. And, you'll see my awesome PDF formatted short stories. Only 50 pages, but from what I've been told, it's a pretty good read. It's only $10, $Rico the Opinionist. If you hit me on the Cash App, please leave me an email address so I can forward it to you as soon as you send me your payment. If you don't want to get the book, hey, still mess with me on the Cash App, hear me, or the PayPal, Rico the Opinionist. I have a couple of stories I want to do. This one, I want to start off with this one. And it's been making news and conversations all over the place. And opinions go back and forth. But I want to say this. I don't know if y'all, if those of you who are watching my video, you have not heard about the private school in Philadelphia where the video is made its rounds. It's going viral, where the sweetie pie Muslim sister, who's a student who was denied on stage. Actually, she's actually denied her diploma on stage, but it was given to her afterwards later on, because I keep reading stories that say that she was denied, but they don't fill out the whole sentence. She was denied their diploma on stage, and it showed there right there on the video by the white principal. But I want to get to the bigger story here. When I first saw the story, it had from one of the local news outlets there in Philadelphia. She was speaking, and she said this specifically when they asked her about it and the rules. She said, "Yeah, I knew about the rules. I knew, but they took my day from me. She deprived me of my day, or the principal took my moment. She took my moment, or stole my moment from me." Now, after hearing her say that she knew the rules about cheering, and from the audience and from the families, because she went ahead and decided she's going to do her anyway. And some people say, well, she didn't do anything except for do the gritty dance. What rule did she break? Well, by her doing the gritty dance, that evoked the laughing, or the little joking, or the laughter, which they or I guess the principal did not want at all. So in essence, she did participate in breaking the rules. I know we keep bringing culture and race into it, it has its place. But at some point, we're going to have to take responsibility for our participation. Because when that young woman said, yes, I knew the rules. Go back and look at that first report. I knew the rules. But, no, you can't say but, sweetheart. Because you go on across there, got a diploma, moved on, done your celebration dance afterwards. Because that was the rules of the school. But, of course, they made it into a broader conversation. White folks don't like to see us celebrate. They probably don't. More likely they don't, because, you know, the oppressor don't like to see the oppressed smiling. But we have to put things in context. We have to be mature about this thing. And we can't always be emotional about when it comes to the laws or rules. And, you know, stupid rule. But when that young woman, when she said, I knew the rules ahead of time. When she and her mother signed the paperwork and the rules were there, that was the time to protest it. To say, I don't like this rule. But you don't hear the rules, sign up on the rules, then decide you want to break them at your convenience. At that moment, you know what? I don't like these damn rules. So that's not fair to you. That's not fair to the kids behind you. You know, even I hadn't seen the reports where other people possibly broke the rules or whatever. But a wave at the audience or throwing up the peace sign, I think, is a little different than doing a whole dance that evokes response. And the question becomes to us again, when we look at the makeup of these schools where black kids appear to be penalized. Let's go down to Slidell, Louisiana, and that private church school down there with that little black boy who was confronted by, he's in the 7th grade now at the private school. He's confronted by the principal because his mother decided to put cornrows in his head on the last 2 days of school this semester. And she stops the little black boy and asks him, does his braids represent a gang? His cornrows represent a gang. You know, and it goes on. Here in Dallas, little black boy in the school getting harassed, but the mama decided to let the little black boy in Plano, or was it Garland, send him off to a sleepover with the very same white kids that was harassing him. Next thing you know, the next day we're seeing him going viral drinking pee. So what am I saying all this about? Well, why am I mentioning all of this? Black people, if we believe that racism and white supremacy is real, why don't we act like it? Why do we continue to go in their spaces? Let me add something else. There's a video that's gone viral. This young black man, obviously out of southern Louisiana. He's doing a wonderful speech. I guess he's the valedictorian on his graduation class, right? Go find the video. Black male makes speech at Syracuse University. What he's talking about is, you know, how the trials and tribulations of being a black student at a white university, how they believe they have a target on them, and they're trying to teach their white counterparts about their white privilege and all of this, and vandalism, and call the N-word and all of that. And when I saw this speech, I looked at it and said, you know what? I don't particularly care for his speech, because that black boy obviously chose to go to that white school, to walk into his white spaces. When he had at least 100 HBCUs that he could have gone to. And I'm going to tell y'all something again. Here's another example. A black girl at a white school. She telling white folks, this is our space. Y'all try to come in our space. I don't know if it's in the student union or whatever. She made a whole speech, got everybody's attention, telling them about themselves at their white school. And she too could have had her ass at a black student union on a black campus. So I don't know what kind of children y'all raising. You tell them to go into the lion's den and tell the lions about they growling and roaring. What kind of thinking is that? You know. But I know what it is. You think when you go to school with them, you're getting a better education. It goes back to the old adage. We think the white man's ice is colder. We think his delivery of education is better. So you send your little black girls to get penalized for purposely breaking the rules, but doing a gritty dance. And we would think it's harmless. But, you know, there's a such thing as standards and expectations. We have to teach black kids. It seems like we need to teach black girls and women in general. They seem to think that rules don't apply to them based on how they feel emotionally. It's the weirdest thing. Rules apply to everybody, including girls, including women. But I know this society has coddled women so tough. Because I can give you an example. Women can fight all in McDonald's, and fight in Waffle House, and don't want to even call the police. And when the police arrives, They tell them to, hey, break it up. What y'all doing? But if it's two men, particularly black men, arguing in the parking lot of Waffle House, they got 6 police cars pulling up with guns drawn. So it goes to the continuous coddling of women in this country, in this society. So therefore, even federally, locally, county-wise, they don't really think they should follow the rules, or they think they can break them based on how they feel. And I think this young woman pushed that example. Now, if you think the rule was racist, well, let's come back next year and make sure you think the teacher was racist. Make sure y'all coalesce, organize, and make sure that teachers out of there, and make sure you organize to make sure that rule is no longer in place. That's how you do it. You don't break the rule, then come back and cry later like you've been mistreated or you're made a victim of. That's not how that works in the real world. You know, we all have different perspectives on different sides. We have to look at it for what it is. And I'm not interested in really muddying up to what the facts are. But say, you know, white people this, white people that. They've always been white people this, white people that. They've always. I don't understand why we still pointing out that white people are this, white people are that. That's the part that boggles my mind. So, young lady, you know what? I always thought Muslims were a little more disciplined than that. But again, when they showed the picture of the young lady, the Muslim sister with the hijab, really pretty and dressed nice, they showed her mother, who also had on a hijab and all of that. She was speaking that same language. So my question is, where's the father? Yeah, I'm going to throw that in there. Where's the father? Because usually there's a father figure somewhere. They add structure and say, look, get in there and get out. Don't be doing no extra stuff. That goes again to why Father's Day is so important and why making sure, ladies, you choose a man. Come on, somebody. You know, maybe, I don't know that situation. Maybe dad passed away or all that, or anything. It could be a situation. But all I know, there was no dad there speaking on her behalf, or at least interviewed. He might have been in the picture. He might have been at work at the time of the interview. All I know is, you know, that like her emotions, her feelings, her behavior is reinforced by her mother, who appeared to be a single mom. We're going to have to work on that. So, young lady in Philadelphia, try to follow rules when you go to college. If you don't like the rules at the beginning, challenge them in the beginning. Then we can start saying white people this, white people that. As long as they've been created, they've always been white people this, white people that. But it's your behavior on the racism, white supremacy that makes the difference. Are you going to participate in it? Or are you going to do your part and steer clear of it? Or if you can, or not put yourself in the situations where you become just a direct, other than systematic, but direct in your personal life victim of it. Because that's what we all try to do as black people in this country. We work our ass off, most of us, to stay out of these folks' way, do what we need to do and move on. Now, if you're going to challenge it, be ready for the pushback. You know, a lot of us ain't ready for that smoke. Talk good game, but a lot of us ain't ready. You don't want that because we've seen our predecessors going against it. We've seen some of the consequences. You know, and but she did. She did get her diploma, but that little crotchety white principal told her, like, no, you don't get it right now. If you saw the video, she like, no, you can go ahead on, sister. She didn't hand it to her. She said, she took my moment. No, young lady, you took your own moment. But anyway, I digress. I just want to share that. And in closing, as we've said in cards, playing cards and dominoes, if you don't like the way shit being ran, go get your own. How come we don't understand that? If we don't like the way we're being treated in these other spaces, create your own space. Why is that so difficult for us to, why is there such a difficult concept for us to grasp as a race in this country? It's like we get mad at white people for them not inviting us. And when we get there, we get mad at them for not treating us like we're one of them. Let me get across here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it was like we get upset with them. And they didn't even invite you. You force yourself into that space. Okay, y'all, I'm about to hear a lot of noise here. But anyway, y'all be cool. We'll talk in the future. Create your own space. Create your own educational system. Create your own safety. All right? And y'all stop going to these spaces there and complaining about what's going on in the space. All right? Y'all be cool. Talk to y'all later. Rico the Opinionist. Peace.